Is it time? Is it that time? Oh, hey, hi. There's cameras here. What? What? Hello, everybody. It's Friday. That means, Girl Champions in the morning, but then me in the afternoon. Welcome to Gaarawarr's Guide to Everything in Idle Champions. I mean, I think we've covered... If we haven't covered everything, we'll get there eventually. Between this show and tomorrow's show, at some point, we'll have talked about all the things in Idle Champions. Welcome. I just fired up kobolds in trench coats. Because apparently there's more than one stack of 3 kobolds in a trench coat. And, we're going to hang out with all of them today. I don't know that... Yeah, so this is the first variant that you get for Hew Maan in the Grand Revel. It's really pretty much made because he's in the front, or it's in the... They are in the front, excuse me. I guess they've kind of considered it a he, even though they say, I guess they don't say here. They said in the other thing that they're male and female, because there's 2 males and 1 female, but they count as a male. Because I guess they didn't want it to count as male and female. I don't know. Anyway. So I guess Hew Maan canonically for the game purposes is a he, but there's 2 male kobolds and 1 female kobold. They are not a tank. They have no tanky stats, so it forces them into tank column, and that real bad. So you want to do this first one when you can kill everything before it gets to the tanks. That's a good idea. I think Nayeli doesn't have a taunt anymore, but doesn't Briv have one built in now? Doesn't he have some? You know what? I swear when he hits people, yeah. Each enemy hit has a 20% chance of being taunted, switching its target to Briv. So ideally, you'd want to do this one with Briv up here, so that there's at least a chance of some tauntage. The tauntage. Hello, everybody in chat. I see all of these in chat. Yeah, we had new emotes. This is the Home Alone one. There's also like a, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Are you pondering what I'm pondering is the way I do it, but I think it's called thinking. And then there's like the face palm, which I'm sure we'll see at some point in this episode. I feel like I do it often enough. Yep. Lots of new emotes, so it's a good time to sub. There's never been a better time to sub to the Idle Champion stream. C&E Games. That's it. That's my shill for the day. Yeah. All right. What else? I think we'll probably easily get through this with just click damage. I have way more favor than I need at the moment to do these. But we'll run through each of them and go from there. I don't have to change this because I'm not doing a free play, just for those who are wondering. And this weekend is the Welcome Hew Maan weekend. So we get a bunch of Hew Maans. Artemis, Celeste, Hitch that they just did a song for on Bardic Inspiration, which is real good. It's called Deal Me In. Oh, it's real good, folks. Go catch that clip. It's in the highlights down below, probably. Should be. Caddy and Evelyn. Not Evelyn. Evelyn is not in the game. This is Evelyn. And then the chest is always super tiny. Let's get a good look. Hey, I don't know what that's supposed to be. I have no idea. Oh, some rocks and some twigs, I guess. I still can't tell. And the GE, I believe, is for Artemis. So if you're an Artemis fan person, ups the damage by quite a bit. That's a lot. That's a lot of damages. Definitely check that out. Dr. Zezkej, can you explain Havilar's specializations? Which one is better? So Havi's got a couple options here. We'll pop her up. So Speedy Sacrifice does what it says. Decreases the cooldown of Havilar's Summon Imp ultimate to 10 seconds. This basically means you can spam her ult repeatedly. So if you're someone who is using her ult as a damage source, like if you're at the point in your progress where ultimates do the most damage for you, you could pick this and spam her ult to kill all the things. Alternately, you can use it to do shenanigans with boss monsters, like melee bosses. You spam it repeatedly because the explosion, the imp explosion that goes off with her ultimate also does a slow. And it stacks currently in the current iteration of the game. You can eventually slow a boss enough that it stops moving completely, and you knock it back a little, and then you don't even have to have a tank anymore. Shenanigans. Mastery of Battle is more, are you going to actually use Havilar as a tank with things, hitting her? That's the general all-purpose usage as Mastery of Battle. Otherwise, shenanigans. And that's so the normal cooldown, as you see here, 10 seconds, roughly. For the initial bringing out, but when I hit it again, it's gonna, one of those imps is gonna run out there and blow themselves up. So let me do that here. Shaboom! And then you get 20 seconds. So it's gonna take it down to 10 if we go shenanigans path. So the next time around when we do that, see there's the slow clock. Next time around when we do that, full shenanigans. Kuva Plan, at what point during an event would it be a good time to open Electrum chest? Ooh, yeah, this is the question of the week. Probably don't want to fill in vacancies in a new champion that hasn't had silver chest acquired for yet. I mean, that's a couple different people are looking at this a couple different ways. Let's get the imps back out. I personally feel like it's better to use up the silver event chests that I've earned in an event for my champions first. So I'm still going with the whole, my personal thing is I only open silvers until either, because I'm on stream, I end up opening golds the last Friday of an event, but that's for the benefit of all of you. Otherwise, I wouldn't wait. I would wait until the event's over. So I'm going to open all my silvers, as many as possible, to try to fill in as many gaps as possible and get all the gear as possible just out of silvers. And I'm going to then use the Electrums for anything I might need beyond that. Because I don't want to waste. I don't want to get all those silver chests and have those silver chests be wasted when I can hold on to those Electrums and use them on another event champion. But that's me personally. Newer players who are still trying to get all of their, time gate and event champions up to blues should just open them all. Open them all. Because that's... Because those Electrum chests, these are the new chests, because they apply to all owned champions. If you're not blue on everything, keep opening those Electrum chests. Once you get blue, at least blue on everything, then you can hold them until you get a new champion that you're not at least blue on. All right, I did it, and I'm out. I don't do variants past their expiration date. Same thing with milk. No, I don't care if it's still good for another week, with the smell or the taste. Past its expiration date, I'm out. I can't. But that's because I have milk issues in general. So, all right, this time around, more dead than Hew Maan, which, I mean, I don't know. Follow me on Twitter for my musical preference for this. I wish I could play music on this stream because the White Zombie would go real good right now, especially since they have more dead than Hew Maan here. But yeah, with this one, Hew Maan starts in the middle. That means Cleave's on top. So depending on where you place them in your formation, a different one of the kobolds is on top. So this one's based off, multi-hit stuff. So you know what? We're actually gonna go full multi-hit shenanigans. We're going to put them in the same column. And we want, oh man, okay. Yeah, this is great. And this combination of these two with in a 4 like champion column would just be fantastic. Really would. I don't think I care. Well, we'll go humanoids. I don't know that it matters here. Let's put Gaarawarr out front with the Briv. And they can do their tanky things for a bit. Now we need somebody in here who's going to multi-attack. We're in Chult. We're going to do Birdsong. Yeah. So basically, Birdsong's going to do all the attacks now and chunk through all the armor and hit base stuff because we've got Esmeralda and a Hew Maan giving bonuses. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. This will continue on its own. Yeah, they're the DPS. They can solo. How do we get Electrum chests? Yeah, I'm Dread Cactus. I'm just going to fix that typo for you. Electrum chests are available exclusively through streams and podcasts, and any other way that CNE Games has traditionally given out free chest codes. So wherever you normally get a chest code, did I use mine? Oh, that's the wrong button, Gaarawarr. Did I do mine today? I got to look on my own stream to see what the code is. Let's see. Hey, I didn't. What'd I get? Nope, still a gold chest. Okay. So this chest I got through their partner portal that we use for streams like this. So you're getting a gold chest today. I believe they have updated that since I put that request in. So going forward, it should all be Electrum chests. Tomorrow's, for Gaarawarr's Guide to the Champions of Renown Year 3, tomorrow's show here on the CNE Games channel, it will be an Electrum chest because that one was made specially. So, what's up next? Silver chests only provide gear for the Evergreen champions. Barney, it depends on how you define Evergreen, and you have to put the qualifier regular silver chests. So when we look at our inventory, these regular silver chests, they provide gear, as they say, for non-event champions. That almost needs to be updated to say non-event and non-time gate champions. It's what I call the core and Evergreen, because I think the core are the first 12 and the Evergreen are the rest that you can earn. There's places in game where they refer to all of those as Evergreen. That's fine. So core Evergreen, however you refer to it, just know that it's the original 12 champs you start with and the ones that you unlock through means in the game. Currently, Hitch, Dritz, Azaka, Dragonbait, and Alcoria, with another soon to come. Very soon, by all accounts. But yeah, you always have to put the qualifier regular in front of this because that's regular silver, regular gold, core and Evergreen champions. This is all their gear comes from here. Event champions get gear through named chests. They get it through patron chests. They get it through weekend chests. Ooh, did I get my email yet? The newsletter went out. Has started going out, folks. Let's see if I got mine. Am I on the right screen? Yeah, I don't want to show everybody my email inbox. But if you come over here and you sign up in-game, do it in-game. Less breakages that way. Sign up for the newsletter here. Because most of the time I've heard people stopped getting their newsletter. It was because they signed up on the website or something. You punch in my code. It redeems. Come on. You can do it. And you get a gold adventure chest. Okay. They're going with the Hew Maan joke. So these types of chests, the weekend chests that you get either through the newsletter or that you buy as part of the weekend stuff, will contain gear potentially for, event and time gate champions, as well as core and evergreen champions. So that's another place you can get them. But yeah. Yep. And then Electrum's just, it's any unlocked champion. They're basically the widest distribution of gear in the game, because no other, even patron chests, the patron can include core, evergreen, and some event champions, but this is all your time gate and event champions plus all your core and evergreen champions. So every champion you've ever unlocked gear from in here. It can't go above blue. Everything stops at blues for these. You still got to go earn those golds to get yourself your epics. Because that's just the way games work. Runecrafted. Wait, so I'm even newer than a new player. I'm not sure that's possible. I guess if you've never played before, you'd be newer than a new player. This is my first event time gate ever. Okay, event. These are events. This is an event. Time gates are up here. That's a whole other thing. That'll be in a couple weeks. 2 weeks from today, there will be a natural time gate. Am I being a goof by opening these Electrum chests? No. Well, it's probably suboptimal, but as a new player, you're not necessarily into the optimization phase yet. As a new player, you're going to want to go out and you're going to want to at least do the first adventure to unlock all 3 of these champions, right? These are events in general. Events are the primary delivery system for champions in this game. These are what give you, you get every event, you're going to get 3 champions to add to your roster. And they can swap in and out with other champions like Hew Maan over here. Close. Thank you. Hew Maan swaps with Delina. Hitch from the newsletter also swaps with Delina. And then all of these other champions I got from events, right? That's how the game works. So the first thing you want to do is go get each of these. And then I would say open up all your Electrum chests, because they're going to give you gear for everything. But, don't ignore your new ones. You want to get some gear on all your champions. I like to get a balanced amount of gear on all of my champions. I play a longer game, I guess. I've always just been focused on, because back in my day, hold on, let me get my cane. Back in my day, if you didn't unlock a champion during their event, or you didn't get gear you liked during that event, sucks to be you. Try again next year. That was basically it, unless you threw cash at the game. The game has gotten a lot friendlier in that regard. So now you can do time gates to get champions. You can get their gear from time gates. You can get their gear now from Electrum chests. You can get their gear from patrons. Yeah. So there's a lot of nicer things in the game now. Is there a pity counter on Electrum chests? No, because there's nothing to have a pity counter for. Standard pity counters only matter for gold chests, because gold chests have a chance to drop an epic. Those have, that RNG protection, bad luck protection, so that, if you don't get one by the 10th chest, which is the new chests start at 4, but ultimately it's a pity timer of 10. If you don't get one by the 10th chest, they'll give you your epic as a pity prize, right? There are no epics in Electrum chests, so there's no need for a pity timer. Electrums will drop shinies, though, but shinies have never had a pity timer anywhere. So, yeah. On the variant Snakes on our plane, the one where champs get polymorphed, how can you tell what applies to a poly champion? For example, Briv gets Steelbone stacks, but doesn't apply as buffs. Usually you just read the rules. I know that sounds a bit dismissive, but all I do is go and this is, somebody tell me where that is again. That was one of the new variants, but I don't remember where it was. Was it Tomb of Annihilation? I did it already. This is the problem. Someone in chat, come on. I know you're out there. Somebody knows where this is. Snakes on our plane. There it is. Hey, I was right. It's a grand puzzle. Whenever a champion is damaged by a Yuan-Ti, they're transformed into a flying snake. Additional Yuan-Ti, Malison spawn in every area. Yeah, they're transformed into a flying snake, but things still happen to them. So Briv's Steel Bones would work, because if he still gets hit, he's still going to build up Steel Bones. That kind of stuff still would matter. It's just, If it's turning off, buffs and things, then that's just because it's no longer... It may no longer be outputting buffs, but it's still incoming damage and things that are affected by that. It feels like. I don't know. I kind of flew through that one. How do you have so much gold find bonus? Daschooler? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I tried. I have a lot of power on this account. If you'll see, like, everything down here except for Hew Maan is in purples. There's also some little boxes in here, and that means I have shinies and goldens, which is even more power. I've got all the blessings, like all the blessings from all the places. I've got all the patron perkages. I'm real perky. I have a Modron core slotted, and it is level 15, max level, and has fully epic flow. This right here, I've said this before, but I'll say it again to anyone new players. A fully epic Modron, like your first Modron core that you get for Modron Automation, fully epic will get you another 100 levels of progress in this game. At least. And there's a lot of gold on this. So when you put all of those together, my very first run in an event, instead of like a new player is going to get to like 60, 65 and be like, whew, that got rough in those last 20 levels. Someone with more power like this along all of the different, in all the different pillars of power, you're going to run to like 7 or 800, level 7 or 800 on your first run. That gets you a lot of gold real fast. How do you get the Hew Maan silver chests? You just do what you do. You do free plays. In an event, when you do, if we come back out here, instead of the variants, like the variants are for each of the things, is going to guarantee you a gold chest as a reward. But when you do the free plays, they get you a random chest for that character. So depending on which free play you do, I'm focused on Hew Maan this event because I already own Havilar and Paulton, and they're already fully epic, so I don't need to worry about them. So I'm focused right here. And it's a random shot. I think it's 1 out of 3 chance that you're going to get a gold with a pity timer on your 4th run. So they make it real, fairly balanced. So I have lots of silvers and lots of golds because I spent all of my bounty contracts. I save them all up and I spend them on events. And I had about real close. Let's see, what did I get? Yeah, 407. So I'm looking at. I want to open. I've adjusted my numbers. I want to open like 400 gold chests every event to fill up. We'll do that today to fill up all my bounty contracts. And then I open up all those bounty contracts, and I had like 80,000 tokens on day 1. So, yeah. Do you think Hew Maan will get nerfed? I don't know what they'd nerf on him. I mean, if you have over 100% chance for Zwang, you get triple points for quest targets. Yeah, but that's how Melf works, and they're perfectly fine with that. So I don't see a problem with that, Draken. I mean, that's literally been in Melf's kit for a long time now, and everybody loves it. And I don't, it is what it is. It's one of those things. Yeah, it gets you through stuff faster. That's kind of the point of a speed champion. And that for new players, there are champions that don't have a tag. Like his role is support. There is an invisible tag here that the community applies, and so does CNE, quite frankly. It's speed. Speed is an effect that does something that speeds up your progress that isn't just damage or multiple attacks. This actually gets you credit for quests, like the things that up here that let you move forward. This gives you multiple lines of credit if you use them in the right slot. So yeah, I don't see that being nerfed. The trade-off for Hew Maan as his speed abilities, he has to either be in the front. He would have to be in the front of this formation for that to trigger, and he's not a tank. In something like Sword Coast, he can be in the second column because it adjusts, but based off how many columns there are. But I don't see any reason to nerf him. They knew what they were doing. They could have capped it. Sentries capped. They chose not to. So, can you use Time Gate Fader to boost event favor? No. No. You can't apply a Time Gate. Time Gate conversions and event conversions can only apply to primary campaigns. So no. Frankie, after you're full epic, what happens to gold chests? I mean, they still drop what they drop. You just stop caring about epics until the next evergreen comes out. But they still drop feats, and then when you have all the feats, they still drop bounties and stuff, like bounty contracts and blacksmithing contracts. That's another reason why they shifted to Electrum chests, is people already have lots of, you can earn especially with Modron automation, you can earn so many gems to buy all the gold chests you want. But there wasn't really a whole big driving need to have more gold chests. This gives you, Electrum chests, and now you can get gear for other things. How's the bonus for Okoria's 5-person spellcaster school calculated? Well, you have to have 5 people that are magic base attackers. I had freely in a lineup, and cutting words got increased from 3 overwhelmed to 67. Sure. I don't know. Yeah. Is there a handy formula something? No, I mean, that's the stuff that you have to figure out as a player. If you want to know how it's applying, go do the math. I mean, that's a lot of us do that in the community, but that doesn't mean somebody decided, well, I'm going to figure that out for every single champion. So let's look. You're talking Watchful Order, 5 stacks. Positional formation ability effects of champions counting towards spellcaster school by 25% for each stack. So that would be it. So it would either be, they would either take 3 and multiply it by 25% 5 times, which is doubtful what they did, or they would multiply 25% against itself multiple times and then apply that to 3, which may be how they get to 67. I don't know. Freely's potentially broken in regards to Overwhelm, but it doesn't matter because Overwhelm is just kind of a pointless mechanic currently. It doesn't really mean a whole lot in the current iteration of the game, because you can take with Freely, yeah, that's neat that you can maximize that, but even without maximizing it like that or buffing it up like that, you can take Archon with bulk up as one member of a tank, like a 2-tank frontline, and give him over 200 overwhelm with Freely. Like it's just kind of Overwhelm's kind of, yeah. And because super huge personal self-shield champs exist, Overwhelm doesn't do anything to them. Hi there. All names are taken dart. Got 6 gate pieces. Which champ is highly recommended? That's in debate by a lot of people right now. Right now, you shouldn't be opening a time gate, though. Right now, you should be going and doing event stuff. But if you find that you have some time waiting for your event tokens, and you want to spend 6 on a gate, if you're brand new players, I still like Crawl. I know a lot of people are going to oh, you're lying, and you're spreading bad information. No, Crawl gives you so much gold. So much gold. And debuffs, which give you power and progress early on, even in his now fixed state. I still like Crawl early on. But if you don't want to do that, then you can go Deacon or Shandy. I think speed early on. I think you get enough power out of events and event champions. I say grab those, do their job well, speed champions that don't need gear. So Shandy's out here right now. Deacon would be out here normally. He's right there, but we've got Esmeralda in just because we wanted to go all the shenanigans with credit. But yeah, I think Deacon and Shandy are still probably in my top 3 I don't think anything's changed about my top 3 recommended manual time gates. I imagine Briv is not good for gem farming since he can skip bosses. No, when Briv jumps a boss, you still get everything out of a boss sack. So if when he's jumping levels, he jumps a boss, like you don't get credit for levels because you didn't complete them. But you get the loot from a boss if you jump a boss. So you'll get the whatever would come in the bag itself, specifically. So people love Briv for gem farming, but usually only if you're a scripter. It's really hard to set up the manual version. There's people out there to do it. There's a guide out there to do it if you want to put that much work into it. Why not? Are there any achievements that you don't have? Yeah. The achievement game is deep in Idle Champions. I'm missing a couple, obviously, from this event. That'll sort itself out. This is... I need to finish these variants. That'll get one. I'll fill this one out on stream here because I'm going to open up some Humond chests. I'm not attempting to do this one in the variants because I can't swap. So keep in mind, you have to do a whole Humond in one adventure. So that means you have to be strong enough to get past level 300. And you have to swap them out every 100 areas manually. Like you got to move them around. So you may not be able to do this one right away. But that's fine because you don't have to do this in an event. It can be done at any time. Outside of that, I'm still trying to earn 9.99 E199 gold. I'm only up to 1 E184. The only way I'll be able to get this is... yeah, I think the only realistic way for me to get this is for them to just keep adding more power and then to remove. They've kind of got this damage wall at 1002 where, normally every 50 levels the damage bumps up a little bit from monsters that you take that monsters deal, bumps up and then remains like at a plateau for the next 50 levels and then bumps up and then is plateaued. And that usually changes it at like, the 2 levels. Like 50, like, yeah, 02, like 102, 152, like it's, yeah, that's usually how it's going to change. So at 1002, it goes, they had put this multiplier in on the damage that was, multiple E larger than normal just to stop people in their tracks because you shouldn't be there normally. So until they remove that, I doubt that I will bother. I'm in no hurry to get all of them. It'll happen eventually. But yeah, okay. Last one. I don't have the fire mitts. Oh well. I don't have fire mitts. So we will just go and let it do its thing in the background. But I will put Hew Maan out. So we have him in the adventure. Oh, and what other achievements? Hold on. I kind of got stuck on the gold one and didn't continue. There's also like a gear to... what do I want? Probably this. There's also getting gear to 5,000 levels. I'm in no rush. Purchase 80 feats. Again, I'm in no rush. It'll get there. It'll get there eventually. I have other things I've used my gems for currently. I don't have a lot. I spent a bunch. Is it a bug or a feature that Modron cores do not tell you what each node does unless you got at least one node powered? That's not a question for me, Supply. You should know that. If you want to know what a bug or a feature is, you ask that of Sean via support ticket. I don't know. Runecrafter, do you have a suggestion on focusing on a champion to gear from this event? My always permanent recommendation, 99% of cases, is gear them all up equally. And I think that stands true in this case. I think Gaarawarr, Paulton, and Hew Maan are all great. I know a lot of people are out there going, well, Hew Maan scales the speed with lots of item. Yeah, but you can do that with blacksmithing items labor. There's no reason to under gear your other champions. Yeah. Balance in all things. Let's see. Better to buy chests with event tokens or run free plays? Always free plays. Always. Again, if you come over here, don't do this. Don't buy... Oh, wait, now I got to go under chest, don't I? Yeah, don't buy Humond chests for 10,000 fire mints. Don't do that. 10,000 fire mints gets you, at max cost, gets you 4 free plays. And as I explained earlier, you're guaranteed a gold chest on your out of 4 runs. You're guaranteed at least 1 gold chest. So if you do 4 runs and you have the worst luck, that 10,000 fire mints that would have gotten you just 1 gold chest will get you 1 gold chest and 3 silvers. It's just better. It's better. Even at that end, it could get you 4 golds. It's happened to me in the past. I had so many golds. One event, I submitted a ticket and reported myself. I said, I think something might be wrong with my account. Please look at it. I'm getting all golds. Nope. Just RNG. You play the game long enough, you're going to have a real lucky event. How does Humond stack with existing speed champions? Firebug, so his, it's their ability gives you double credit for each kill or each quest item you pick up. So its potential stack goes with Gaarawarr or Melf, depending on who you have in. So right now, like we have I need to get Javi's imps out. So right now we have Javi and Melf. So Javi will give you double credit under Fiendish Resolve, but only if there's a fiend on the level, right? It makes fiend enemies drop 2 quest items or count for 2 kills, right? Melf's Speedy Supplement has a chance for enemies to award double quest progress. So all of these will work with Humond. Enemies have a 70% chance to drop double quest items. Now, this can go up just like Melf's and can get over 100%. And as it does, that means it drops even more than 2. Like if it's over 100%, it's going to potentially be a small chance to drop 3. Whether those multiply against each other, they're probably multipliers. Usually everything in this game is a multiplier and not an additive, unless it just specifically says something specific like along those lines. But you can easily just go test it out and watch how quickly you're getting credit for things and figure it out. But yeah, usually everything ends up being a multiplier. So like, Gaarawarr would give you double, but then Melf could give you triple. So he could have a chance to drop, 3 times as many. Well, if you were already getting double off Gaarawarr, then you get 3 times as many as that. Then you're getting 6, right? And then you get another chance to double that with Humond. That could be 12. That's most likely how it's going to work out. All I know is when I've got fiends out and Melf before, there were times when I was like killing 2, maybe 3 things on a level and moving to the next level. So it's going to be pretty wild with Humond. Hagar, can you comment and give some context and maybe expectations on the Modron Founder Pack with 50 chests? I mean, I've done it before, Slickshot, so I guess we can do it again. I think I'm at the point where I'm hamstrung by my lack of Modron power. I'm at level 8 with weak flow due to lack of good pieces to build buff boxes. So yeah, if pieces are your undoing, if you just don't have a lot, and you've watched the my guides on building flow and you've been in the Discord channel, which I know you've probably done all those things, and it's just pieces holding you back, then the Modron pack is a big deal, because it's going to get you. Where is it? Why is it not? Isn't it usually here? No, it's over here. The Modron pack's going to get you 50 chests. And 500 component pieces, which will help you upgrade some of your lower pieces to, better pieces. But it's the 50 chests and the chance at, some solid pipes. Because normally currently that would be, if you're getting like 3 a week from patrons and maybe say 1 level a week on your Modron core, this is, 12, 13 weeks worth of of progress in that regard that you skip through. So yeah, I mean, that's going to give you a nice jump. It's also got a really cool familiar. I don't own it yet. This one then, I mean, you're going to get this boost and it'll be nice. It's just not as, it's not as efficient to get it early, but screw that. If you're having issues where your Modron core just isn't optimal yet, then this is more important. This and this are more important in the short term for you. And that could be a good way to go. I mean, I just kind of went slowly. I just made sure that I was buying my 3 Modron chests each week from the patrons, 1 from each patron. And then I got 1 from the level, and it always got me lucky enough to build my flow correctly. Early on though, I think like up till probably around where you are, I don't know that I had fully epicked things. I don't think I started fully epicking my core until around 10, but I don't remember. I think it's just a slow burn early on, and then probably around 10, it'll start to kick in, or it should start to kick in. And then I remember like 11 and 12, I had so much flow, I didn't even worry about my pieces anymore. I already knew where I was going to be able to get to and what I was going to be able to have to do to get there and max stuff out all the way through 15 at that point. So I feel like just early on, it's just a slow burn. It's a slow burn to build that power. Is Hew Maan a short champion? I mean, he counts as a shorty, or he should count as a shorty. If he's not, let them know, because he counts both as a human and they count. I gotta remember they count as a human, and a kobold. So anything that would normally apply to a kobold should apply to Hew Maan. Could Hew Maan be the best speed champion right now? No. I'm just gonna say no. A honky talk hero. I don't like the terms best as descriptors, because in what way? In what way? There's nothing there to tell me in what way. Not in the same way that Krull used to be the best champion in the game. And now, no, he isn't. And that's great. That's great for the game. I don't want there to be a best of anything for the game, but there can be a best in a niche. And even in the speed niche, I would say no. They are better for, I think mathematically, I think I caught somebody saying they're better than Melf, like they scale a little better with item levels. But that's fine. I mean, you've got to place them in a very specific place, and Melf, you don't. So Melf has a freedom. Plus, Melf rotates through 3 different things. So, yada, yada, yada. So he's probably better than Melf for what he offers, and he's definitely better than Gaarawarr for that type of credit, because there's no restriction on fiends. So in that credit sense, he's the best credit-giving one. However, I think Shandy's probably the best speed champion in the game, and this is my subjective opinion. I like Shandy A. I think she's the best A because you don't need gear or feats for her speed. You just level her up and choose the speed specialization. She can go fast even without the speed spec, but the speed spec makes it better. So no gear, no feat requirements, no item level shenanigans. You don't got to do anything. You just throw her in and she does work. And 2, she speeds up the entire game. She is like a speed potion, which also means you don't have to use as many speed potions to hit max, right? To hit 10x. It's not, you don't have to have it anymore. I think that makes her the best speed champion in the game. I think Briv comes in number 2 only because he is a black hole of item levels. And until you sink just an enormous amount of item levels into him, he's good, but not amazing. But once you get him up into multi jumps, like 3 and 4, jumping 3 or 4 levels at a time, he then becomes the best speed champion in the game. But it takes so much investment to do that. And right now, really, scripters are the ones that can make that investment, and whales. The normal player isn't necessarily going to see that. My Briv, for instance, and I'm putting myself in the normal player category here. My Briv's item level is only 86 for his haste ability. So, yeah. So yeah, I haven't heard about Krull being fixed. What was changed? So Krull had an issue where all of his stuff was getting squared, basically. Yeah. like all of the things. And he was already a very strong champion numerically if you could get up into the 30 or 40 stacks, but he was basically getting another instance of everything. And that just made it even worse. So now that's not there. And now, for some people, the combination of Krull and Zorbu is still the powerhouse pushing formation for them. For some people, Ashara is now their top DPS. It's just really going to depend on circumstance. I think for newer players, like I did a bunch of testing a while back because somebody was complaining and yelling at me. And I'm like, hey, you can get mad at me. I don't care. Because they didn't like that I was recommending Hitch in my new player formations as a DPS still. And I'm like, well, I went out and tested. And yeah, Hitch for a new player with average, basic gear, Hitch and Krull was still like the best combination. If you don't have Krull, then, use Ashara. There's lots of different options. The whole point of this game is that you have a lot of options to choose from, and you have to learn to make those decisions on your own. We just give you information, and you have to use it for whatever you want to use it for. What about Last Fox for Zorbu? I don't know what Last Fox is. Is he still top DPS in the game? I think I just kind of talked about that. He can be. What about top 5 champions from manual time gate besides speedsters? We can go down the rabbit hole of except so-and-so forever. You need speedsters. You need the speed champions. So I don't know why you would say except speedsters. You need them, even if you're not gem farming. This has nothing to do. My recommendation of getting speed champions has nothing to do with gem farming, as I sit here gem farming with speed champions. But truly, it has nothing to do with that because it's about how long it takes you to progress to your new wall with the power that you have through these other champions that you've got. Because as you start to go further and further, it's going to take a long time to get there if you don't have speed champions. Don't waste your time. Be efficient with it. Go out and pick up those speed champions. But like if I just had to pick 5, I'm still going to include speed champions. I still think like if I were to start an account today, I would get Krull, and then I would get Deacon, and then I would get Shandy. And then I would probably pick up, if I didn't get these out of natural time gate weekends or their events, I would get Krull, Deacon, Shandy, Ayla, and then Briv. But that's just a generic usage situation. If I was trying to pick for... And I don't know that you should necessarily follow that, because you also early on as a new player, you've got to try to meet the qualifications for Split the Party, which wants 2 champions in every slot. So if it came down to, do I get to pick one of those 5 champions, or do I get to pick the thing that's finally going to let me unlock multi-party and Modron automation? I'm going to unlock multi-party and Modron automation. So as with everything in the game, it's subjective. And you should just make an informed decision. What are Caddy Bree's best teammates? The Companions of the Hall. Yeah, I did a Gaarawarr's Guide to the Companions of the Hall video. It's up on the CNE YouTubes. You can check that out. Otherwise, she's just a great support that can be used. In her slot, before Freely came out, I would have said, best in slot support. Not Champions of the Hall. Companions of the Hall. Companions of the Hall. If you hover over her affiliation, if you just go to her and you hover over like somebody's affiliation, in game, like who's got an affiliation here? Wow. Do I have no one with an affiliation in right now? Oh no, Shandy. It'll tell you who they work, who's in their affiliation. And usually, not always, usually inside an affiliation, that's who they're going to work best with. So you show 450 total achievements, but mine only shows 499. Is that because of a retired achievement? Yeah. There are some retired achievements. And I don't have one of them. If we go over to earned, collapse all, legacy. Bam. So there are 8 legacy achievements. So this should actually be at 451 but I didn't bother. Calliopes would have gone right here, and or would at least flesh out the 8. Calliopes was hell on earth back then. I did not even attempt it. I always got to check. No. There's like a manually awarded by CNE achievement that you can get. The legacy ones don't give you any bonuses, by the way. And then there's a legacy one that you can get. So technically, the max for someone who has all the legacy achievements and also has the CNE granted community achievement, then I think 452 is the max right now. Is your Hew achievement working? Mine isn't for the non-front row kobolds. Yeah, I think this was I'm not attempting to work on that achievement at the moment, but maybe I should have done that. Let's do that. Let me turn this off. Where do I have Hew? This is technically the front row right now, so I'm going to move him into the middle. I say technically the front row because it's 2 columns when you're in a 5-column formation. So I should have gotten 100 off of that part with them in the front. I would have gotten credit for 100 because we're already at 150. Now I'll start getting credit for the next set. See, as we watch it go up, it's at 105 now. It'll keep going up. This has to be done in one adventure. So right now I can tell you I'm getting credit for the middle column. Now I'm going to move him back to the back column. And then we'll go look. Oh, what's the wrong button going? You do that every single week. Now we'll watch it go up again, right? So 108, let's see, it should keep going up. Yeah, 109. Yeah, so it's working. You just have to remember you have to do it in a single adventure. If you're doing 101 adventure and then you're trying to do a new adventure and get another 100, well, it's just going to sit on the highest number you've earned, which would have been 100 and never change. And it'll make you think that, you're not getting credit when you're just not actually doing the achievement. Which is unfortunate. But they fix that at least. If I'm running the Mad Wizard campaign for reasons, I guess, what monster do you suggest that Minsk favors? Oh, Runecrafted. Human or fairy, I think. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know. It's not a Mad Wizard campaign. It's just a Mad Wizard free play. But yeah, I don't know. Because it doesn't, at the end of the day, it probably doesn't matter. Just because it probably doesn't. But it's like human or fairy. The problem with Minsk in just about any attempt to push deep is that your wall will be whatever level doesn't have his favorite enemy on it. And then you're done. So that's the problem with any of those. Anyone that favors killing a specific thing is it ends up being at times more of a hindrance than a help unless you're in the perfect thing where it's all of their favorite things. But yeah. Siobhan, I hear there's an Easter egg with the Raven Familiar. Oh, how dare you? Raven Familiar in a particular champion. Which champion and how is it displayed? I feel like I'm getting trolled. Siobhan, you've been around long enough. I feel like you're trolling me. And you want me to do the thing that I've sworn on stream never to do, which is to summon my arch nemesis, the Criddler. I'm not gonna fall for that. For anybody who doesn't know, though, and who wants to know what they're talking about, Crowy, it's not the Raven Familiar. Specifically, it's Crowy. There's a raven, and there's a crow. Crowy has the name badge. It says, "Hi, I'm Corey." Nope, not trolling you. I really don't know. Yeah, no. Well done trolling me. Yeah. So Crowy, if you put Crowy on his friend and his pal Binwin. So if you put him down here, and you're leveling up Binwin. And then you click on it 3 times, which is the equivalent of saying criddler, criddler, criddler. The familiar changes. And the criddler, my arch nemesis, shows up. So, yeah. I'm not doing it. I'm never doing that in this game on my account ever. Won't do it. How would you recommend getting event tokens? You just got to wait. Shamans. I'm a new player for about a week, so I don't have many bounties. Yeah, if you don't have bounties to burn, you earn them by time. So one will drop no matter how many parties you're running or how many speed potions you're running. One drops every 25 seconds in the real world. And that's it. So you're just going to have to be patient. And over the course of the 12 days the event runs, you will earn lots of tokens and be able to do lots of stuff. You don't have to do everything all at once. But yeah, and you can earn bounty contracts in the meanwhile too. Strong arm. Wait, does that mean that Ashara can buff Hew Maan twice? Once with her human buff, and once with her shorties buff? Should be, yeah. I think they said that should count twice. And that's one of the reasons why they weren't like, we're not going to make Hew Maan count as 3 kobolds and 1 human, because that would really break everything. But I believe they said, I'm going based off what they confirmed. I haven't tested. I'm going based on what they confirmed on stream. So you can do the testing yourself. It should give you credit for both a human and a kobold. Do skins do anything other than make your characters look pretty? No. If not, then what's the point? They make your characters look pretty. But that's the point. That's like saying, why do I wear clothes that aren't just a plain white t-shirt and regular blue jeans? Like they make you look good and they give you like some personal identity. Yeah. I mean, if that's your style, is just to wear the generic like khaki shorts and an Izod polo, hey, go for it. But that doesn't mean everybody wants to dress the same way every day. Manus, why don't boss loot bags from background party counts towards boss loot patron challenges? I wasn't aware they didn't. So submit a ticket and maybe they'll fix that. A lot of the stuff in the background parties had to be gone in and hooked up, especially when it came to patron challenges, hooked up manually to make sure that it worked correctly. So maybe that one just never got hooked up. If not, you'll get an answer one way or the other. Did 350 gold chests get the purples on Hew Maan? No, I have no purples on Hew Maan. And I ended up opening more because I think it's going to be around 400. I think I ended up opening like 400 gold chests to get Hew Maan stuff, which we should do right now. Hold on, let's go. So right now I'm sitting at 22 silvers and 17 gold. So I'll get 1 more gold. I have 1 more variant. Will get me 1 more gold. That's 18. My goal is to get to 24. So hopefully over the rest of the event, I'll be able to earn enough tokens and I'll get a good enough luck that I'll get 6 more. Hopefully. So yeah, we can start opening. As anyone who's a regular to the stream knows, I always open silvers first. This has nothing to do with power or how it's not going to change well, it kind of does change certain drops, but we're not going to get it. It's not, there isn't a large enough sample size here for it to matter what order you open them in, just for general usage. That's the disclaimer I'm going to say. This is all about me being obsessive over my collection and not wanting any holes in it. So let's see what we get. Ideally, I want to get all 6 whites before I see any other color. any color at all. Homeowner's badge. I like the town, but then it got stomped by the dragon. Oh, that's unfortunate. Basic sling. See that knot right there? I tied that. Oh, okay. Yeah. They're real proud. Tools of the trade. Lazap said she already had a set. Yeah. But they don't look like that. Those are interesting tools. That's 3 out of 6. There's 4 and 5. Laundry day cloak. Is it dry yet? Yeah, that would be. Man, think about how, I mean, you can't really hang your laundry out on a line in 10 towns, can you? How do you get things dry after you wash it there? You have to hang it by like right in front of a fireplace? I feel like that's it. I haven't lived anywhere where I'd have to do that. But yeah. Kleb's arrow. Yasa said I needed to start a hobby. Collecting arrows? All right, give me my last white. There it is. Naming thing. Hello, my name is. Oh, and then they wrote all their names, and then there's Hew Maan. You need to use our champion name. Nice. Okay, so that got me my collection complete. Yay! And that also means if we hop over here, if your platform has a collection, I hate that I have to give that disclaimer, but if your platform has a collection, it will show up here. That means I have all my whites, so I don't have to worry about gaps here. Now I can hope. Now my next hope is that I start getting greens to fill in here. I really don't care about the blues yet, just for collection purposes, because I'm going to get blues guaranteed out of the gold chests. So what I really want for collection purposes is my whites first and then my greens next, right? So we got that out of, what, like 5 chests? 4 chests. Yeah, so that was good. So I've got 18, and I'm just going to stop on greens or blues. Hey, there's a green. 10-town refugee badge. The dragon flew right over us, but then we had to run. Yeah, I would have run as soon as I saw it. Dragons are bad. Okay. Oh, there's the blue. Oh well. Penelope is our friend too. Oh, that's great. Hew Maan is my friend, Penelope. Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. I love the crossover. All right, hold on. Did that screw things up? I felt like that screwed something up. No, okay, it was all in the same thing. It's all, okay, this is all their paper ephemera line, I guess. Okay. So that works. So I'm happy. No, I don't have any gaps. Let's see. What else we get? That screwed something up. More rocks is more better. Yeah, well, that's tough to argue with. That's some pretty good logic. They did it again. This is where these electrums may help me out for me. Yasa's crossbow. Ishi helped me tighten the string. Now it shoots. Yeah, well, that's better than when it didn't, right? I love that they're getting help from all the other champions. All right. Anything else? Anything? Bueller. Nope. They're going to leave me. Bracing myself to look at it. Yep. They left me with 2 gaps. Okay. So here is where I would technically then try to open up electrum chests, right? Because not only do I want to try to fill these gaps, but I want to hopefully get greens for the others. We can do that right now. I mean, normally, if I weren't streaming all of this, normally I would say, well, I'm going to wait and do that after I've had more time to loot more silver chests, right? That would be the ideal condition. But since we're here, we'll see if I get anything. Yeah, so this kind of tells me that electrum chests have the same loot rules as silver chests, which means if I had a missing item for Hew Maan, I would have gotten it right there. But like silver chests, it's not going to guarantee me any kind of upgrades. So there's no guarantee that I'm going to get greens or blues just because like a gold will guarantee you a green, like it guarantees you an upgrade and like a blue. But that upgrade could be a green. But it doesn't guarantee purples. So that upgrade could be a green or a blue. So if I started opening golds right now, here, I'll do this from the collection screen so people can kind of see what I'm talking about. If I start opening golds right now, I would be guaranteed to get a green here, or a blue here, or a green, blue. Like one of these 3 slots would drop. If a green dropped and a blue dropped, the green could be Like if the blue was the guaranteed upgrade, then it could be, you know, one of these, and then I could get a duplicate green here, or I could potentially fill in there. But like greens, like purple or gold chests are going to guarantee filling in and upgrading until you're all blue, basically. Which is why I like to get all greens, because if I at least get all greens, like when I start opening gold chests, if I have greens everywhere else, I will definitely, my first 3 chests, I'm going to get a blue here, and a blue here. And then I'm going to be full blue. And that's what I kind of consider like viable for a Time Gator event champion is full blue, which is why Electrum chests are nice. But Electrum chests aren't guaranteeing those drops, it seems. So they're just going to give you a chance. So what that means is that it's rolling the item slot that you're going to get the item for before it's rolling, you know, whether or not, like what rarity. Or it's rolling the rarity and then it's rolling the item slot. No, it's rolling the rarity and then it's rolling the item slot because it's not giving an upgrade. There I got one filling in, but, you know, it wasn't guaranteed. Cleave's Crafted Wing. I'm a genius. Spoiler alert, he's probably not. And yeah, so there was another duplicate. I know it's a dupe because I'm not... Technically, when you see duplicate, it may not be a duplicate. It may be that you're getting... Well, it's a duplicate, but it may be that it's filling in something somewhere, but I know that I have all of my other item slots full. And then I get another blue. They're killing me. Lullaby doll. That's creepy. Eyes out for the walker. Run away from its light. No, really, run! Yeah, okay. But now, wow. This is a blue heavy first opening. Yeah. Now I've got 3 gaps in my collection. Hew Maan, why do you do this to me? Cloak of the Surprise Storm. We're melting. Why are we heavy? Abandon Hew Maan. Yeah. Hew Maan is the cloak. There you go. It's not them. It's the cloak. Yeah. All right. Well, that should be all of the basics. Right? Let me go double check. Well, I clicked off it. Here we go. Yep. So now if I were to start opening, like if I were to start opening gold chests right now, I would get this blue and I would get that blue on the next one. But, you know, I'm missing these gaps and I want to fill in these gaps. And that's what I would use Electrums and the and regular silvers to try to keep opening to try to fill these gaps. Unfortunately, I don't have to wait to do it now. I can do it at any time because I've already got that item above it. So let's just hope we get Hew Maan duplicates. But no, we're getting duplicates for Lazaps. Getting a duplicate for Jaheira. Duplicate for Spurt. And yeah, Tyrell. So nope. Didn't get anything that I really would have liked out of those. Nope, that wasn't where I wanted to go. So yeah. So I think that's still how I want to open Electrums, because I'm just looking for an extra chance to fill in some of these spaces from Electrums. But it does look like they kind of do the same thing that silvers do in terms of their drop priorities. They're not going to guarantee that they're going to fill any holes in anywhere, which would have been really nice, quite frankly. That probably would have made them a little too strong, but I think that probably would have made them real popular. Because if opening one would have automatically targeted, like, you know, just like holes. Like if you don't own this and you automatically open one and it just gives you this, that would have made them real nice. That would have just made them nice. But it also would have meant that, you know, not only are you fleshing out a collection, but it would have meant you're going to build up and get some upgrades. At least I think guaranteeing up to green would be nice, and then just a chance at blue, kind of like the way that golds drop. I think that would be nice quality of life. Because, you know, you get 3 rarities in a gold, but the top one, the highest one, isn't guaranteed. But the other 2 are pretty much guaranteed. You're going to get one or the other. So I don't know why we can't do that with Electrums, but just have it be the blue that's just the random chance and not guaranteed. I don't know. I still think they're solid and good, but right now I could probably just open up my golds because I have everything. Hey, let's do bonus. I'm going to answer some questions, and maybe we'll do bonus gold openings since I'm all green and blue already. I was watching a previous stream. This is PS MIDI or PS MIDI or one of those two, 840. Watching a previous stream and saw you pop up a window that showed all of your item levels for all champions. I've been searching for that ever since. Yeah, open up your inventory and take a blacksmithing contract. Doesn't have to be tiny. It can be any one of them. Click on it. Just one. Say go. It takes you to the choose a champion window. And it will show every champion that you own that has all 6 pieces of gear, regardless of their rarity. So Humond's going to be in here. Where is he? Where is he? I scrolled by him. Yeah, there he is. Because he's got all 6 pieces of gear. It's just greens and blues. So this way you can see, I like this better than the time gate window, because the time gate window is only going to show you your time gate and event champions. But this shows all of them, including your evergreens, like your core and evergreens. Hey, look, Hitch's lead, everybody. Didn't even realize that. Oh, I mean, that had to have just happened this week. Yeah. So yeah, this is how you get there. And then just to make sure that you don't use up that, if you just want to look at your item levels, then you just close it out and it doesn't consume the contract. So it would only use the contract if you then click on someone and then click level up. But even at this point, I can back out and not use that contract. So, can you tell us why the Criddler is your arch nemesis? Sounds like an interesting story. So, Gamer Cabot, back in the day, I guess one of the first trial streams that they did of having someone other than Idle Champions stream on their channel was they had Binwin and Crowy. So Scott, Kurtz, and Corey. So Binwin from, I think most Binwin's minions, and Scott also writes Table Titans, and then Scott played Binwin in Acquisitions Incorporated, and then his friend Crowy or Corey. Crowy was the talking crow. They did this cool animated thing where they had an animated Binwin on stream and an animated Crowy, and when they would talk, the mouths would move and like it would react to their face. It was like a face rig type thing, done through something because Scott's an animator or an artist, and they animated it. And it was a lot of fun, but they would talk about all kinds of stuff. It was never really on topic for Idle Champions. It was kind of whatever they were going to talk about each week. But they would have little bits that they did. And one of them was the Criddler, where if Binwin said Criddler 3 times, Crowy would disappear and the Criddler would poof up in his place. And he would provide riddles, which, and this is why he's my arch nemesis, were never actual riddles. They weren't riddles. They were horrible. I hate him. So yeah. So I was like, ugh. And then they'd say Criddler, 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 and he would go away, and Crow would be like, "What happened? Who was here?" Yeah. How did you get so many chests? I played the game a lot. I mean, which chests? The gold ones I bought with gems. The silvers I looted off bosses, and the rest I earned by playing the event. What patron does Hew Maan qualify for? Mert and Vajra, I believe, naturally. Yeah, because he's evil, so he qualifies for Mert. And then Vajra wants Constitution, which he's got. And then I believe there is an intelligence feat, Intellect of the Tallest, that you can slot to make them qualify for Strahd. So Mert and Vajra naturally, Strahd with a feat. Do you open all your silvers first and gold? Yeah, I just did that. Why do you want all the whites first? Just for my collection reasons. Is it really bad when you have a gap in your collection? Nope. Just for my obsessive collection disorder it is. Is there a reason you don't want to skip a green gear? Same answer. Obsessive collection disorder. Gaarawarr's Guide to Speed Champions, including Xander Wynn. Never. I used to do I had a tier list. Well, I guess I could do a guide that just talks about speed champions. That's different and not a tier list. But I was doing these tier lists, and I did a tier list of speed champions, healing champions, and gold fund champions, which is still out there. but I'm never updating them again, and I'm never getting into tier lists again. People get real mad when you try to rank champions, and I don't need that negativity in my life. Why doesn't the collection include item level for the champions? That's not a question for me. That's a question for the developers. Doesn't Hew Maan need to be in front for speed? He needs to be in one of the front 2 rows. Oh, we can probably move him back now. Did I get my 200 credit? I probably did. Let's see. Yeah, I'm over 200. We'll see. We'll see. Let me put him I'm at 204. Let me put him here and see if I get credit one more. Let's see. I know I got to finish in the back. So the way it works is it's the front, the middle, or the back, but what's defined as the front depends on how many columns there are in a formation. So in a 5-column formation like this, the front is the first 2, the middle is right here, and the back is the back 2. And it actually updates here for you to see that. See, front 2 columns, middle column, back 2 columns. So you'll know in here when you look which one matters. So yeah, now I'm getting credit for the back 2. It's Yasa. And my achievement should be going up again, right? Yay, 208. So we need to go to like 400 because I wasn't watching that closely, and then I'll get that achievement to pop up. How does the Modron Core enemy reduced health and patron reduced health stack together? One applies first and then the other applies. That's I'm going to guess that. So if you have one that's going to reduce enemy health by half, they're going to go from, I'm just throwing this arbitrarily out there, they're going to go from 100 health to 50 health. And then you have another one that reduces it by half again, it's going to drop it down to 25 health. You would never get to 0 health because that's not how multiplication works. Can I give an example of the non-riddles? No. They just weren't riddles. They were vague questions at best. There wasn't any thought that needed to go in. It was just it was rough. And then they had a bit where they would have like this blacked out art of a champion, and they'd be like, which champion is it? What is it? What's this picture of? And you could tell it was obviously a certain champion in the game. But then when they changed it over, it would be something like a 52 Ford Falcon or something. It was just real. Those were their bits. It was hilarious, but it is what it is. What means loot level in patrons? That's your item levels. Those are the item levels I was just describing. So it only ever matters for Mert. Mert's the only thing in the game that asks for loot levels, and I don't know why they called it loot levels. They just did. They really need to go in and change that to item levels to just be in line with the community. It's an item level. So people aren't confused. And you even have item level in the game. So yeah, be in line with your game because it says item levels here. But yeah, that's these loot levels. It's these numbers. But what they're doing instead of this average, well, I guess, you can take this average and multiply it by 6 and get the total, right? So they're trying to get you to basically Mert saying you're not strong enough to come at me, bro. You need to get better gear and to keep opening more chests. Just open lots of silver and gold chests as you loot them, and you'll get there eventually. Yeah. Yeah, it was like, what Pokemon is this? Except it was never what it actually should have been. Ever. Ever. Oh yeah, because these came out of the we now have tiny bionic contracts in the game. Those came out of the Electrums. Yay! You know what? We're just going to open Hew Maan chests. All right. What do we get? See, this is why I said it's not guaranteed. Like, you're guaranteed an upgrade, which was the T-Rex wing, but then we got a green and a blue, but the blue didn't go to where I know I need another blue, because this was the only guaranteed upgrade. Did I need the 1 rock? I did need the 1 rock, though. So that was a filler. Yes, we filled one of them in. I hide it with my other special things. Nice. Okay. Trex's wing. I liked his ring better when he was possessed by the ghost. I want to know that story now. Okay. So I still need the blue cloak and the green whatever, like some kind of ranged weapon. And then whatever this green bauble is. Oh, that was the wrong button, Gaarawarr. There you go. There's the blue cloak. Tourmaline trench coat. Jarlaxle inspired us to roast. Rise! Probably roast, too, though. Jarlaxle could do a good roast. No. Okay, yeah, I have all the blues now, so I'm only going to get duplicates, but I need the duplicate for something else. There, I need that green. Ooh, and there's a purple. Adventurer's Cloak. More kobolds is more better. That one's debatable. Yeah, okay, so I got the green here. I got the green. I need this green. I need this green right here. I do like that I got... yeah, no, I think that pity... No, I was still pretty close to the pity timer because it's only 4 when you start off, so... all right, I need a green... Some kind of green bauble, or I need an epic. Come on. There we go. 10 Towns Memory. And that fills in my collection for the lower level stuff. Boom. Did you know I was once proposed or possessed by a ghost? I mean, potentially the same thing. Yeah, so now I'm good. Now my collection is it's sorted. I don't have any holes. So between the silvers and the electrums, it made it so that filled out all pretty well. Golds would have done that on its own ultimately, but you never know how many you're going to get, right? So I think using them in together is probably going to be the best. But I still say use your silver named event chests first and hold on to electrums, because electrums can be used at any time for any champion, right? Like they're going to drop gear for all the champions. So I just feel like you hold on to those. And you get all your silvers out there first, and then you let the electrums fill in the rest, because neither silver nor electrums have any kind of rules other than just filling in the basic slots. It's not going to matter. The Battle of Tourmaline. We're so heroic. Is that like a painting? Can't really make it out. Right, and this will get me halfway to my next pity timer. Again, when I shoot for like 24 gold chests for an event champion, what I'm saying with that number is I want to get at least 3 epics during the event. So I have now 2 epics for Hew Maan. So really all I'm worried about is out of, hopefully I will get, I got my pity timer up to 5. 5 more at worst luck chests to get my 3rd epic. And then I'm happy with this. And I will then throw Hew Maan into the rotation with Lucius, excuse me, crossing the streams. I will throw them into the rotation with Lucius to try to not only get this hole filled, but also to grab these 2 more epics. Because ideally, when I'm rotating through time gates, I want to run 3 of them for 3 champions. Yeah. You guys missed the towel stream. That was last week, actually. I know it says episode 41 up above my head here, but last week was actually the true episode 42, because one episode was labeled episode 0 and one was labeled 16 and a half. So we were actually 42 episodes in last week, and I brought my towel. Next week it will be like episode 42, but not really. That may be the next week. I don't think I've named next week's episode yet. So that may be next week's episode. Episode 42, but not really. Well, got to do something fun with the episode titles. Fake towel next week. I don't know how you have a fake towel. Unless it's a towel that when you rub it against yourself makes you wetter, which would be that's a towelette. Interesting how a fake towel is called a towelette. Huh. Can you run more than one time gate at a time? Nope. Maestra only lets you go back in time once. So you're going to run back in time. This isn't Maestra. This is, what's their name? Kalar. I can't remember their, I think you'll have to ask Mars. Mars might know their last name. But yeah, Maestra only lets you open up one time gate and lets you go back into time once. You do the time gate, you run it, you close it, then you do another one. That's how that works. So I have my Lucius already bumped up because every time you run one, the goal level jumps up by 50. So it's up to 100 and 125. So after this event ends, I will immediately do a Hew Maan time gate. And then maybe I'll rotate back and forth between Lucius and Hew Maan for a while, because I can handle getting up into like the 500 or 600s with goals. And see, I've got a lot of time gate pieces, so I might as well. Yeah. And I'll slowly start working on getting them in full epics. Should I get Farida, Jim, or Xander from the next manual time gate? If those are your only three choices, Jim. Yeah. Because Jim both lets you get rid of any regular normal enemy that doesn't want to die on your screen, while also making mimics if you want to, attempt to farm them, which is a little harder now, but still possible. So when I look at my progress on my background party and then switch to that party, my actual level varies. Is this a bug or is that level indicator just an estimate? It's supposed to be fairly accurate, and that's when you're looking at, if you open this up, this should be fairly accurate. Oh, I got to turn automation back on. Oops. Yeah, that was supposed to be way higher, right? So let's switch and find out. Let's see what it's doing. Yeah, now it's resetting. It should be roughly accurate. If it's not, like when I open it up and I'm looking at it, I don't switch over until I see the number tick up, because that tells me that it's just finished a level and it should be right. If it's way off every time, then submit a ticket and have them look into it. That's part of the quality of life stuff they were really trying to get managed and handled. Oh, it didn't reset. That's weird. I was definitely way over this number. When we looked at that, I was at 455, and now it says I'm at 80. So yeah, there's obviously some shenanigans going on there. Just, when you run into it, submit a ticket so they can take a look under the hood and figure out why it was giving the wrong numbers. But yeah, mine was just showing much higher than that. So there's obviously some issue. Ooh, I got a wild offer. What is it? Champion Makos with some supply chests. I mean, that's not horrible for $10. I mean, that's the only way I can really get that skin now. While I'm here, what's my Torgar at? I haven't looked. 1.383. Yeah, it's just going up super slow. I think last time I looked it was 1.32 or something. Say Briv skips a boss. Do you still get gems or chests for that boss? Yeah, I answered that one earlier. You may not have been here. When Briv jumps a level, if that level happens to be a boss, you get whatever's in the bag. What you don't get is credit for any kills that were on that level, or credit for the level itself in terms of completion, because you didn't complete it and you didn't kill anything. You skipped it, but they're still going to be nice and give you what's in the bag. Notice Grom was always in the top 3 most popular manual time gates. Yeah, because she's great. Brivin Zorbu makes sense. Not that Gromma isn't good. Yeah, but why Gromma? Because she's great. Gromma in Arctic spec is one of the best debuffers. She's just fantastic. She's a great, like, she's probably, if you have to manual, this is one of the reasons, if you have to manual time gate someone to get, and you're trying to get your second option in slot 3, the manual time gate for Gromma is probably the best, in my opinion. I think grabbing a solid support debuffer, because she doesn't have to be anywhere specifically in the formation to be a debuffer. She can debuff from everywhere. I mean, she can also be a tank, but rarely gets used that way. She can also be a DPS, but never gets used that way, except for the memes. So yeah, she's probably usually in the top because she's one of the top early. Oh, that's not the button I wanted. One of the top early swaps that you should pick up. Like once you're to the point where, because usually you're using Nayeli as your tank, and then, oh hey, I got it. And then you're using Tyrell once you get to up to slot 10. And then if you pick up, like Briv, or you pick up Ayla, so you've got another option for tank, you don't need Nayeli anymore. And you need a good swap then in that slot to replace Nayeli in your formation. And usually you're going to want to support. So that means Gromma, Spurt, or Omen. And out of those 3, Gromma's kind of the best. Early on, at least. What champions do you need for an Ashara formation? Well, you try to mash her bond, right? So I guess we can talk about her bond. Ashara bond. Let's see. Hold on, I want to look at something. It said I got the achievement. Did I? Yes. Okay, cool. So we can let this reset in a bit. So Ashara works right off the bat by trying to get you to choose a bond. Humans, dwarves, and elves, or potpourri, because apparently she bonds with aromatic scents. But whatever this does, it increases the damage of that type of champion. So generally speaking, right now for Ashara DPS, you're going to pick potpourri because that's includes Aarakocra, which she is, so she's buffing herself. Dragonborn, Fearbolg, Lizardfolk, Minotaur, Tiefling, and Tortles. And then, as we level her up, she's going to get another option. Half-bloods, exotic races, or short folk. And so this is where building her then starts to matter. Yeah, no, I didn't move it fast enough. Because here, she gets Paragon of Kirsabal, where it increases the potency of each of her bond abilities by 100% for every matching bonded race in the party. So when you pick potpourri, it's not just about buffing her. It's also about putting Dragonborn, Fearbolg, Lizardfolk, Minotaurs, Tieflings, and Tortles in your party, because that's going to multiply the bonus, right? And then the second bond, it's going to work with the second bond too. And it's going to tell you how many are affected. Like right now we only have 3 champions. So it's a 2 EO4 total bonus, right? Additionally, Ashara gains the effect of a given bond if at least 3 champions are affected by it. So technically, if you can use her as DPS without picking potpourri, but it's just generally perceived as better to pick potpourri because you want that bond multiplier going, and you want her counting for herself. So usually you're trying to build with this in mind, but then you're going to want to build with this in mind, right? So, like if we go short folk, we run her up. Real quick, I'll answer. Does Torgar have a cap? Nope. He does not wear a hat in the game. No. I mean, he doesn't have a like an item, like a number cap. It just goes and goes and goes. Okay, so if we were trying to build this in a way that tries to buff Ashara, we would aim first for like Aarakocra, Dragonborn, Fearbolg, Lizardfolk, Minotaurs, Tieflings, and Tortles. So we have a Tiefling in slot 10. And that's where I would normally get my Fearbolg or my Minotaur, so I don't really have to worry about that because we're already getting that credit. I didn't see Tabaxi in that list, right? And I didn't see, that would be, I think, exotic races, and I didn't see, and then we have short folk, so I'm going to get rid of Birdsong. We have another Tiefling there, but this isn't a support tiefling, so we're going to get rid of them. Melf is an elf. Sentry is a warforged. Binwin is a short folk, but again, he's not a buffer. And then we've got kobolds in the back. A couple kobolds in the back. Ooh, are they in range? Are they getting the kobold buff? Hold on, let me go find out. Are they getting a Humond's buff? Yes. Okay. That's what I want. So now I need to build out something that's going to, like if you're trying to build an Ashara formation, you're going to want to build for this bond, so Aarakocra or Dragonborn. Well, I can tell you right now, like we could put Keylek in. They're another Aarakocra. Dragonborn's really just like Dinar or like we could throw Dinar in. That's a good idea. Yeah. Well, we could do, or Talon, who's a tiefling. Let's throw Talon in, just because we need more Talon. Why not? They're incredibly talented. Ha ha ha. Yeah. All right. But this is yeah. I mean, this is what you're doing when you're trying to build out. You're just watching this and watching that. So Tortle. Here we go with Ashara or Grama again. Like Grama's going to be fabulous here because not only are they going to give all the things, they're going to count towards erase for those bonds. And every time we do this, if we look, we're going to see the numbers go up over here, down here. So first bond now affects 4 champions. Short folk affects 2 champions. If you wanted to get, well, yeah, no, we're not going to get the most out of Hew Maan. That's not going to be a thing. So here's Keylek. We can throw Keylek in. I'm just going to manually do this. It's quicker. And we put Keylek there in Mad Wizard. Always. Top or bottom, but in that column. And who else do we want? Who else do we want? What do we got? I know we've got short folk, but let's see if I'm missing anything there. Tieflings. The lizard folk is in the same slot as Talon, so we're already getting one there. Krull would work here as a Tortle, but he's in the same slot as Ashara, so oh well. So the gnomes, goblins, halflings, and kobolds. Wait a minute. Gnomes, goblins, halflings, and kobolds? Where's dwarf? Dwarf for short folk? What the heck? Why am I just now realizing? I know elves and dwarves it's on its own, but I think things need to change. If it's a bond short folk, it should have dwarves. I don't care. I'm so upset right now. All right. We'll get Penelope, because Penelope is friends with literally everyone. And if she's not friends with you, she will be soon. All right. I need one more person. I'm so upset right now. The dwarves should just get double credit. They just should. Oh, we could do Makos. Yeah, we can do this. Another tiefling. Yeah. No double dipping. Hey, look. I think I'll double dip for dwarves. All right. So now we should see lots of bonds. Yeah, 6 and 3. So we're solid, right? I mean, is this optimal? Probably not. I'm not really shooting for optimizing this at the moment. I don't even have Ashara's Elementalist. Elementalist and Bonds of Kir Sabal are really what you want here if you're going Ashara. 60% and then the 80%. But yeah, I mean, like that's an example Ashara formation that like basically the goal is you're trying to maximize. Well, you have to find a trade-off. Hold on, I gotta fix this. Little ASMR here. You're trying to optimize a trade-off between the buffs you're getting from champions and their ability to add to your bonuses, and find the perfect mesh. And you're gonna just have to swap in and out and figure out how to do that. Doesn't Ikoria help for optimal Ashara formation due to magic being key? Only if everybody else I was using was a magic user, right? Gromma's not. Deacon's not. Talon's not. Havilar's not. Somebody else here. Hew Maan's not. Like, that's an Ikoria formation, and I'm sure you can build an Ikoria formation with Ashara, but I mean, ideally you want, like, I know that kind of the early cutoff is 5. I think 5, and you can be somewhat viable with Ikoria. I still think the goal is 7. But right here I'm getting 4. So I would have to make changes to get one more magic using. Oh, and I guess I mean, technically Ikoria would do that and be the 5th magic user maybe. But now I need a tank. So this changes a lot, right? Because now I need a tank. Now does it count her 5? No, 4. So other champions. Because apparently someone I'm counting doesn't. Oh, Penelope isn't a magic user. She's melee. So I have 3 out right now. So yeah, it just doesn't work for me at the moment. But yeah, I mean, if you want to build around Ikoria as well, sure. But that's then you building an Ikoria formation that features Ashara and not building an Ashara formation. Question about Xander's distraction. Nope. Not doing it. Roll. Who? Fine. Question about Xander's distraction. If clicker kills the target, do we still get double credit? No. It's in the text. Let me go find this Xander that you speak of. Oh, there they are. So, it's in the text. Lucky shot. Whenever Xander lands a killing blow or anyone kills an enemy affected by distraction, there's a chance that an enemy awards double quest credit. The or anyone kills an enemy means any of the champions. It doesn't say anything kills an enemy, which would then include your clickers. So yeah, doesn't count. Now get off that. I don't want to. Oh, who was supposed to be in there? Keelik. Thank you. Xander. Jeez. Xander's not. Get Xander out. No. Just no. Additional bonds are additive, right? Then multiplicative buffs could be more optimal. What does it say? %, for each race in the party, and then we look down here. 6 champions. Bond now applies to Shar. 198 EO5. I mean, you can do the math, but I'm guessing it's a larger bonus than that. So we're getting up into the major numbers. No, here we go. Post stack bonus. Post stack multiplier. Total bonus. Yeah. I mean, it's somewhere in there. This tells me it's multiplying, but it's doing that fun multiplication. Because additive would then just be less. But ultimately, it's like, look, figure out what it's actually doing in the game. Like, figure out what the numbers totals are, and then just swap people in and out and see, are you getting a better bonus? Like, that's the better read. Don't try to math it out in your head. I mean, some people, you can do that if you want, I guess, but just throw them in the game and see how the numbers change. How do you know what kind of damage they deal? You click on their UI and you look right here next to the base attack or the ultimate. This little firebolt symbol means it's magic. The swords means it's melee. And the arrows mean they're ranged. The real bunny beast? No. That's not even something to discuss here. You need to bring that up with Wizards of the Coast. In that regard, C&E doesn't really get input. There were some things I was going to talk about, and then we were kind of busy, and I never talked about them. One is, if you need help with the event, or if you're just trying to read up more on, what the champions do, you can head over. Stickied at the top of the subreddit is my guide to this event. I do one for each event, if you didn't know that already. There is a general guide here, guide to event planning. Whenever I link something in like this, you should probably just go read it, because that means you probably need that information. This specifically is going to help you, especially new players, help you play through the event pretty efficiently. But then there's each of these little links here, like as we get down into the year 4 champion and a full guide. Each champion is going to have their own guide that has all of their specific champion information in it. Those are linked. And it's also going to have their specific formation linked in it. As you see here, like each champion gets their own formation to do stuff in. All that information is under their specific stuff. So the guide is going to include the information for the newest champion and then links to the champions that are also included. But you can read all about Hew Maan over here. You can see all of their level upgrade information and then look at their formation stuff. And then I'll put like little notes on, what I recommend for the variants if you're having trouble. Yep. And then there's a breakdown of all the things you're going to face, which is usually accurate. If you run into an error there, just, either message me privately or just comment on the guide that there's, that something's changed. Because every now and then C&E changes the monsters that are in the events that show up on certain levels, but don't tell anyone. I know this for a fact because they added monsters to an event like one year, and those monsters didn't exist in the game before that year. They didn't tell anybody. How dare you? So what are your initial thoughts about Hew Maan? Niche champion or good versatility? I mean, it feels like they're a good support champion. I didn't have any gear until today, so I can't tell you how well they stacked up, but it feels like they're a good support champion. And another great addition to your speed roster, because they're offering speed in a slot that didn't have speed before. It was speed adjacent in the sense that I would usually use Hitch in my speed formations. But now I have to change all my speed formations over to take out Hitch and to put in Hew Maan, because that's better. When I look at guides, they're all black letters on white. Yours is opposite and looks easy to read. How can I switch it? That's just in your settings on Reddit. You go into dark mode. Dark mode should be default mode everywhere on the internet, but for some reason, everywhere on the internet wants to kill your eyesight with all that white. I don't like it. No, sir. Don't like it. Oh, the other cool thing. We were talking about, if you haven't read the dev blog from December, after you get through all the stuff talking about last year, they talk about their plans for 2021. If you're trying to keep up on that, new event champions, new evergreen champions. First one will arrive in the first half of the year and be associated with Descent into Avernus campaign. And that's, look, Descent into Avernus Part 10 is coming up real soon. Like as in the next couple months, which means we're going to get a new evergreen champion. I believe it's Rhea. So if you read the text, you'll know who that is. And that will technically be the end of that campaign. They will continue to add variants, but the story-based adventures will be done. And new patrons, at some point after Descent into Avernus ends, they've told us in the past that we will get Zariel as a patron. That doesn't mean we're getting it right away. It doesn't mean Zariel's our next patron. We may get a different patron before Zariel. But at some point, Zariel's supposed to show up, which is neat. Lots of new stuff. This ambiguous asynchronous cooperative multiplayer that I think even they don't know what that means. And then legendary progression systems. And that's kind of why I wanted to mention this again, because Electrum chests came up and it's like, well, they aren't better than golds. Well, they're not supposed to be better than golds. They fill this space between silvers and golds, while also being wider in their pool than silvers and golds. So they have their niche, just like supply chests offer something. They're not better than golds, but they offer, unless what you're looking for is all consumables, because that's all they offer. But at some point there will be a legendary progression system that may have, I don't know if this is going to happen, but maybe we'll finally get platinum chests. If not, there's probably going to be some way to get some kind of items above epic. So electrums are just another step along the way to adding a diverse way to gain power and progress in the item system. So keep that in mind when you're giving your feedback. Yeah. I don't know what is going on in chat. I'm just going to ignore it. We got about 9 minutes. I said earlier, I think, tomorrow's show, Saturdays, 9 a.m. CNE time, so Pacific. We'll have Gaarawarr's Guide to the Champions of Renown Year 3. Who are they? Let's go take a look. They're the champions in this pack right here. Yes. Hey. Krull, Melf, Havilar, Nova, and Avrin. We'll be talking about the 5 of them tomorrow. Because why not? I mean, people want to know, like, well, are these packs worth buying? Well, we're going to talk about one of them tomorrow. And then people will be able to make an informed decision on whether this is something they want or not. And they're all champions that tend to get a lot of use. So, makes sense. Oh, I need to reset this because I don't need to manually reset. I can just go bam. And when it checks the level, it will reset on its own. So how do we get Electrum chests? Again, Electrum chests are codes. I know there wasn't one today, but that's because they just changed that system that I get that code from. So it should be next week. No guarantees, but they're transferring everything over. Tomorrow's code for my stream tomorrow will be, there it goes, will be an Electrum chest code. Because Dylan made that one for me manually. I think you can just point, oh no, I don't know if they have do they have a Reddit command here? I guess not. There is one of these though. That'll take you to the Reddit. It'll just take you straight to my wiki page for the Reddit. Shameless self-promotion. No, I mean, I don't get anything out of that. It's not like upvotes get you anything in real life, folks. So yeah, you can find all the guides there that I do. And I think we made it through a lot of questions today. Trying to think, I still didn't get enough. I was hoping maybe I'd have enough tokens by the end of the stream to run that final variant, but alas, I'll be doing it after the stream. Womp, womp, womp. Oh, it's 5,000 anyway. Yeah, that'll happen later this weekend. Oh well, I think they're all pretty straightforward. I have a ton of favor though, so that helps. Upvotes get you nothing IRL. My life is a lie. Yeah. Yep. It is. Yeah. Sasha dropped the link for the dev blog I was talking about in chat. Thank you, Sasha. But yeah, everything else is usually linked on the subreddit. And like I said, that my guide is currently like pinned to the top of it, or was before the stream. It better still be there. No, I don't care. They swap what gets pinned. Because Reddit only allows you to pin 2 things at a time. Real strange. Real strange. So yeah, go out. Oh, hey, while I'm here, I need to fix my speed formation. We'll get Hew Maan in, and before I resave it, I want to get him to his, or to their Specialization choice, because if you save after you choose specializations, it keeps the specialization in there, and I don't have to manually do it. Yes, overwrite. Now it will automatically load in with Hew Maan instead. And I will get multiple credits, which is great against these barriers, because that's why Hitch was in there in the first place, was barriers. And Hew Maan's going to help not only with those barriers, but also with everything else. So Hew Maan's a great addition to my actual speed formation. Being a moderator doesn't do anything too. I mean, doesn't do anything in what regard? In real life? I mean, I guess that depends on if you're volunteering to moderate or if you're getting paid. I mean, that is my literal job, to get paid by companies to do moderation duties. So, I mean, so being a moderator can get you your rent paid. But yeah, if you're just volunteering, that's your fault. And in part the company's fault. Because if they're a company making money, they should be paying you for things. Let's see. Yep, I guess that was all the questions. We got done early today, folks. We still had like over 400 people in chat, so lots of people turning out. Good, good, good. It's nice to see everyone out and playing and active. So Hew Maan does not increase damage against non-boss multi-armored target. Yeah, it does. Hew Maan, specifically when Zrang is on top, so front two columns. Oh, that's the double quest items over here. Increase the damage of champions against boss enemies if the boss is hits based or armor based. Is it just boss? Hold on. Is it hold on, because it's under please stand by. Hits based enemies have a 50% chance of spawning with 25% of their hits already gone. Yeah, this part right here. That's what I want. Remember, there's a please stand by as well. So please stand by is the effect. We didn't talk a lot about Hew Maan. We'll do that next week. Because then I'll have time to actually get more into them. But Hew Maan, based off who is on the bottom of the stack, has effects as well. So reduces base attack cooldown of champions adjacent to them. And so when I'm in the front, getting the other speed effect, hits based enemies have a chance of spawning with less, with more of their 25% of their hits already gone. This is what I want from that. And then this is what I want from the rest. So yeah. We'll see. I mean, we can watch and see if one of the barricades, this works on the barricades, if one of them spawns with 25% less. But that's really what you're looking for here, is just a chance to have that spawn with less. And then the attack speed cooldown is what's going to matter for the rest of them. So I should probably, yeah, I should balance it like this. Let me overwrite that again. I want everyone around Hew Maan to be one of my multi-attackers to get the attack speed down. So yeah. Yeah, so there's two. Technically there are two. There's one major and one minor speed effect on Hew Maan. Is there a remove all champions from your formation hotkey? No. You have to remove them one at a time. Yeah, there's only a remove all familiars, and that's right. If you hold down F and click right here. Holding down F lets you enter, like, drop familiars manually, like that. But also holding down F and then clicking on this will hide all familiars. But there isn't anything like that for champions. That would be neat. If you held down F and then, I don't know, maybe they put something over here that removes all the champions. I don't see that as being a something they'd super be racing to do, but who knows. I didn't even know click damage was viable. Click damage is viable early on and then super late. How far early on depends on how much favor you have, and whether or not you can do it super late depends on how much favor you have. Yeah, there's a whole debuff thing. who's a good click damage build out right now? That's going to be Cyrus Dane's post on the Reddit. Hit up Cyrus Dane's post on the Reddit for more click debuff stuff. Is there a keyboard shortcut to switch parties? No. Not that I'm aware of. And that's it. Oh, yeah. Somebody says, tip, save an empty formation for that. You can, but then you still have to go over here. Unless it's one of these three, you'd still have to then open this up and then click it. But sure. You get like 50 saved formations. Yeah, 50. I said 100 in a video, but it's 50. Still, it's way more than you need. So yeah, you could do that. And that's going to be it, folks. Oh, the ultimate doubles his quest drops, huh? Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't know that I'd super care. I guess you could put a familiar on that and it would make things quicker. That's going to be all. I will see you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. bright and early. Hopefully. Otherwise, remember, CD Games, I'm the only stream on the weekend, so CD Games will be back with more of their shows starting Monday with Champions of Lore, which is my favorite way to start off the week. It's always fantastic. That's with Trevor, B. Dave Walters, and Aaron M. Evans. So, otherwise, I will see you then. Stay safe. Keep your masks on. Get your vaccines if you can in your state. Wash your hands, do all the safety things. Social distance. Don't be dumb, I guess, as somebody was saying as moderators. Don't be dumb. But that's not even the right. Just don't be inconsiderate, I think. There you go. Be empathetic in the world. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.